welcome to another exciting episode of the Thinking Christian Talk Show, Transcend. Unlocking truth, transcending lives. Say it with me, guys. Unlocking truth, transcending lives. This week, we are dissecting, we are pulling apart what a guy wants. What a guy wants. What is he looking for? Last week we had the lovely Miss Cherise and Olivia Carter who told us what a girl wants. So we want to hear from the guys. So this week we have with us to talk about this topic and to tell us what they are looking for. We have my brother, DeAndre. He is from my church, and trust me, I trust his opinion on this topic. We have my brother Abrams here with us. He's going to be talking about this topic as well. And lastly, we have another one of my brothers, here, in church. Lamar is going to be pulling apart this topic as well. What a guy wants. Here on the Thinking Christian Talk Show, Transcend. Guys, welcome.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So, for those that don't know, on my extreme left, we have Abraham. In the middle, we have DeAndre. And right beside me, immediately beside me, we have Lamar. Welcome to Transcend, guys.
Welcome to have. Thanks for having us.
No problem. So we want to jump straight into it because we heard from the women last week. They told us on Transcend what a girl wants. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what are you looking for, what a prospective wife should have. What are you looking for? So let's start with, my good friend Abraham right there on the end. Just briefly tell us how long you have been saved, how long you have been in church.
Okay, I've been in church actually 25 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
25 years.
Yeah.
So you know exactly what you want.
I sure do.
DeAndre, how long have you been in church?
Pretty much all my life, but I've been in K-Life almost 14 years or so.
14 years. Pretty much a church baby.
Yeah.
Lamar.
I've been same with him all my life. I've been at Kingdom Life for about 21 years now.
Wow.
So it's been I'm old.
Alright, so guys, last week we spoke to the females. They told us that they're looking for somebody that they can build with, somebody that, they can grow with and all of that. And they had certain requirements, certain prerequisites. So we want to hear from you, and do you think today's female or today's sisters in church, do you think they possess the qualities that a wife should have? So let's jump in with DeAndre. DeAndre, what do you think? Do you think the church today, the sisters in church today, do you think they have what it takes to be a wife? And tell us your definition of a wife.
Well, for your first question, I definitely think a lot of church women are capable of being wives.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that might hurt some of the church brothers is how real they are, and then what they want out of a woman. Because you never know where a guy's coming from, especially in the church. You don't know his background. You don't know what he's been through in certain situations. So I definitely think that there are lots of wives within, but you also have to look within, are you the right man to be a husband to these wives? Because especially women in church are a little bit different from outside the church, So I feel like it all comes from within if you want to be the best husband possible for that woman. But yeah, for sure, there are lots of wives within the church,
Tell us, just to follow up, what do you think is a proper definition of a wife in your book?
I definitely think a true lover, one that wants to grow with you, one that wants to understand you, and even whatever negative qualities you might have about yourself, they're willing to learn that and be with you by your side through thick and thin. as well as just, a life partner, one that is your best friend, but also will still hold you accountable for being the man and the head of the house. That's kind of a short synopsis of what I think a wife is. There's definitely a lot of terms and, qualities a man could look for with a wife, but that's just a short little synopsis of it.
I like it. I told you, Transcend, that we're carrying to you exciting topics. Lamar, bro, I want to hear from you. Like, do you think that the sisters in church, do you think that their standards they're too high? Because whether or not they want to admit it, a lot of them they're looking for a man with a master's or with a PhD, a preacher. They're looking for those type of stuff. Do you think that their standards they're too high?
I mean, it depends, right, on who you ask, right? I don't believe that a lot of the women that I talk to, I don't believe they're asking for anything that's too high. If we're talking about like masters and PhD, like that takes like years and years and years to obtain, right? Not everybody can be a preacher, right? So I think it depends on. I think in terms of what they're looking for, it's not too high, but I think the thing that we have to understand with ourselves is that we may not have the standards that a certain woman has, but we may meet the standards for somebody else, and that will be good for us, right?
Yeah.
So in all honesty, like if they're looking for a preacher and you're not a preacher, well, maybe that's not the one for you, but that's fine because maybe somebody doesn't really want the preacher, but they're looking for qualities that you have.
But to that point though, Lamar, what if the one that you like, I mean, she's in church and she has the look that you're looking for. She have the long hair and maybe it's not a long hair, but she have the Coca-Cola shape. And you say, this is the one I like. But at the same time, she wants a preacher. How do you deal with that situation like that? You jump in, Brother Gabriel. Let me hear it.
Maybe she wants a preacher, but at the same time, she's looking at Lamar because he had all the things that she's looking for. But at the same time, Lamar is not a preacher. Understand? But who to tell her, like, next year, what God would do? You understand?
And maybe you might get up on this preacher message next year.
And sometimes this is what it all boils down to patience. And what I recognize with some women, they don't like to wait. They don't like to wait.
Key point there.
You know, like you go to a mango tree and the fruits are there, but they are green. Or they get from the tree start to bear.
Yeah.
They want the fruit to be ripe, growing until it becomes perfection. No, you can't work like that.
So true.
It takes time, grow, and then you recognize, wow, from this stage to this stage to this stage, and then person's like, wow, these two persons, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I love the way, but they don't know where you begin from.
And where you're going. But to that point, valid point. And I want let me touch that point right here. Let me touch that point. That's a great point. But do you think, DeAndre, that to that point, do you think that the sisters they're impatient? Like they don't see where you're going because all they're focusing on is your now.
Yeah.
Do you find that's the case?
So if I could be honest with you,
Yeah.
I think I have been in that situation because I am a little young.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of times I want to build on myself, or just a man would want to build on themselves, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think they understand what a man would have to go through to be able to be financially stable, or to have his house, or mentally stable, to even be able to hold down his wife in that situation, or even his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I think in that sense, they might try to pressure or let you know that this is what I'm looking for. And because of the church sayings or traditional beliefs, it's very easy for the woman to, let you know that I want you, or I see us together.
Yeah.
And won't give you that time to be the person either God called you to be or you want to create yourself to be, right? And then they get frustrated later down the line when you're not doing something for yourself, or you're not able to give what they want, right?
Mhm.
As a man, you're a provider. So at the end of the day, if you don't have things for yourself, then it's tough to provide for yourself or wife.
Yeah.
Much less if you have kids, right?
Ooh.
I'm not there yet, but I'm not there, but no, it's just one of those where it takes time. Everyone's situation is different. People might want to be in something young. People want to just build and grow, and then be able to allow a woman to just come into life and have a little easier ride than struggle.
Yeah. Well, you said, yeah, go ahead.
One thing I want to say to you, Ostan. This I see this. You have just mentioned about financial stable, and we have to look into that very, 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 very open. Don't look at it in a box.
Yeah.
Open. Okay. I just want to use a few terms that. Yes, you can be working and money flowing, but you don't know what tomorrow will bring.
Yeah.
And all of that money that you save to say, yes, this is what we're gonna go on and stuff like that. Something happened. So guess what? That money, it begins to trickle down, go down. When it go down, what happened after that? Would she still stay with you?
Yeah.
Ooh, would she still stay with you? Because she has to love you from deep down. God sent love then to stay with you.
But I think the problem that us guys, because I was once single, and I found that a lot of the women, they're very in church. Even though they're in church, some of them, they're very, very materialistic.
Oh, Jesus.
So even though the perception, or even though it should be a case where they meet a man and they grow with the man, a lot of them want the finished product. They want you to have the house now. They want you to have the car now. They want you they want the 10 years from now, you right now. Do you find that sisters, Lamar, they're very materialistic?
I mean, I do believe that sisters do want things, right? But that's why it's important that when you find a wife, that you find someone that loves you and not your hand, right? They don't because there are some you want someone that loves you and not your hand, and that's and I'm not trying to make it spiritual or anything, but sometimes that's how we treat God. We love the hand of God, but we don't love God for who He is, right? So I think me personally, with my wife, I'm going to give her stuff, but if there comes a time when I can't give her stuff, when it comes a time when the money goes down. Is that
the case where she's more in love with your hand, with your provision?
Yeah, with your provision rather than you. So when you find a wife, the person that you marry should be able to love you, even when there comes a period where you can't, do all the dates that you want to do. Give her all the bags and the shoes and stuff. I don't know how much all that costs, by the way. but when you can't get will she stay there? And I think that's what a wife will do, because the vow says sickness and in health, for rich or for poor, right? It's so when my hand can't give you what I was giving you before. Are you still going to stay?
No, what next? Hey, but let me ask you something though, Abraham. Let me ask you. Do you think that these sisters, their standards are way too high? Because they'll put on all these standards and what they're looking for on a brother. He must have this. He must be preaching. He must be driving this. He must be looking like this. But at the same time, a lot of them, they're not domesticated. They can't cook. They can't. But it's real topic. It's
real conversations outside of church too. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I think yes. Some sisters, their standard is too high, and I'm gonna say this to you, that it boils down to who you're playing with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am a very simple brother. Nothing's bothering me.
I was, look that we are not Sunday morning,
I just eat and turn Camille and be good.
Yeah.
No red lobster.
No.
I'm just down like
Yeah.
that. Okay? One, I don't want to spar with a brother who is in a high league where I cannot match up. So I am going to look for
Somebody
who
who's on the same level.
who's on the same, and that is going to propose a problem. Because the person going to say, well, he's not having his friend, so why am I going to find somebody who is in your league? So, as for me, I just like a humble woman. A woman that will love me for nothing.
So you're saying then you don't like the flashy certain?
No.
You don't like the flash?
No, me not like flash.
Come on. Come on. The answer.
Hold on.
You guys don't like the flashy catwalk and the
Hold
whole
on.
Vogue type of woman? Come on.
I said to somebody once, I said to them, listen, I know you are round, and when I put on the clothes, they make the clothes look like it come from Hollywood. But at the same time, tomorrow you may look different. So I don't go for the flash. Just humble and come. When you're humble, you will get everything that inside here. When you're humble, everything inside here.
You'll pour out your heart here.
Because I want to see. I met a young lady once. Show the explanation. And she said, what kind of work you do? I said, I work on a garbage truck. She said, oh, go.
You serious?
Serious.
You
And
serious?
I'm like, oh my God, look at that. That tells me her motive is different.
Yeah.
Because if I work on a garbage truck and I get 10,000 for my salary, if I do construction and I get 10,000 for my salary, what's the difference?
No difference. Jump in there, DeAndre. What do you think? You think these females they're holding men to some unbelievable, impossible expectations?
I wouldn't say all. I would definitely not say all. The good thing about it is you meet some real like humble females who will let you know like not all women are like that.
Sounds like you're in love.
I'm just saying, like, you know, even my family, like, I've been around like a lot of women, like my grandmother and my mom, like they're good people to look at, and it lets you know, like, not everyone you can look good without the materialistic stuff, right? But still, some of them do, and it could hurt a man's mindset on the way he's growing or what he might have to do for another female, even though that's just her, you know. Other one could just be very simple, they don't do much, go home, take care of the house, and it's just like you're good with that, right? Especially if for a simple guy, you don't want a woman who's doing too much. You don't want one that's.
But let me ask you guys a serious question now, because I hear what you're saying, but it seems to me that you all are avoiding the physical aspect of it. You're saying that physicality doesn't matter. You talk. Tell us though. You don't want a woman that looks good.
I never said that.
Don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong.
I told you, transcenders.
Don't get it wrong. Every male, every man need a beautiful woman.
Which is right.
Understand?
Also right.
Okay. Every man. There's two ways to it. You have the beauty on the outside, but in the heart, nothing is there. You have the beauty inside. Understand? So when they show you what's inside, you're like, I was looking at your face, but trust me, the heart speaks more than what the face.
Alright, so let me ask you something then. I hear you now, but let me ask you something. Would you prefer a beautiful woman, pretty, I mean Miss Universe type pretty, but nothing on the inside? She's not so pretty on the inside. Her behavior, her character, not nice.
Okay.
Versus a woman, she's not pretty at all. Not so nice on the eyes to look at, but beautiful personality.
Give her to me anytime. 20,
You serious?
24 hours.
You serious?
54.
Hold on. Let me hear it. Yeah. I want to hear Lamar. Tell us, which would you go with?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I might say single.
No,
but honestly,
hold on. That point needs a clap.
no, but honestly, like, there's a lot of females who look good, you know. You might have a conversation for like a week or so, and then after that, it's like nothing's going on. But you also want to be proud of who you walk with and who you call your girl or your wife, right? So I think it has to be a good medium. Plus, they say over time beauty fades, so even if they're ugly at first or not attractive, because no one's ugly, but not attractive at first, you don't want over time. It's like I can't even look at them or, you know, wanna. Yes, sir.
But I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something here. Because this is what people don't understand. And sometimes when you meet someone in your eyes, they're not really what you're looking for. But after changing that first 2, 3, 4, 5 conversation, and might be for a meal, and the person started to talk to you, open up to you, and you're like, oh my God, I was pushing this away for so long, but I didn't know that there was so much inside. But this is what I get to understand. Living with the person, you who carry a nice feature, and she that though may not carry this nice, you know, I believe that sometimes both parties draw each other, and one, it just like, oh my God, our countenance has changed.
You start to see her in a different way.
Different way.
Yeah.
You know, I said, why she have bump in her face again? It's like the bump is there in about because
It's
you are in
almost
love with her now. Because you're in love with her now. Your eyes cannot see a bump anymore.
Yeah.
Your eyes see the
So is it safe then to conclude? And let me, before I go there, let me give Lamar the opportunity to respond.
Yeah. I'll say this.
Who would you go with?
I'll say this. I'm not taking the first one because and the reason why that's my answer is that
So you would marry a ugly woman?
It's not that. Let me say my answer, right? The reason why I'm not taking the first one is because at the end of the day, if that's my wife, I have to live with that individual, right? And it's one thing to see that individual on like a week by week basis versus living with them all the time. Now, if the person has nothing on the inside, like I don't want to live with that, right? I would rather, and I think it's kind of like you said, right? I would give the second one a chance, right? Like I'm not saying I'm going to be attracted to them outright, right? But I'm more willing to like have more conversations with them and get to know them, and then it may get to a point where it's like, no, this is the one for me. But I'm not going to live with somebody that's not beautiful on the inside, right? I would prefer if you were beautiful on the outside and the inside. But if we're splitting, saying, oh, this person's beautiful on the outside, but on the inside there's nothing there, I definitely don't want that individual. I definitely don't want it because, like you said, like I think he said, like beauty can fade, right? Like they're like, God forbid, right? Let's say your house catches on fire and all of a sudden the one side of your face melts off, right? Mm-hmm. Are you still going to stay with that individual? If you're going with them for the looks, are you going to stay with them with that individual?
But Christian, do you think on the opposite side, on the opposite angle, do you think that females they focus way more on the physicality of a man? Do you think so?
You know what I found though? I found certain females might be with in this case, like an ugly man. But it's because of the substance he might bring, right? So I don't know if it's the same with guys, but I find that, especially females, they might be with someone, may not physically be their type or prototypical person, but they're
with them, what they have.
But they treat them right, and if they need substance to keep growing, right? So I find that out with females more times instead of men, and then you just go from there.
That's what I see more often from what I see, right? Because I don't see every female, but maybe that's just because of circle of people I surround myself with, right? But I see more. I see more what DeAndre is saying is that they're more willing to be with somebody that treats them right, because that in itself is hard to find. Is to find a man that will treat a woman the way a woman wants to be treated. I find that's way
But
harder
don't
to
you think
find.
it's like, I think, because I hear you, but I kind of feel as if that we focus a lot more on what a woman wants and how she wants to be treated versus how a man wants to be treated.
And that right there, I think that right there, cause a lot of men not to pursue as how they would want to. Because
Not to me now.
Because guess what? They actually, the woman outplay everything. And we see it. And we don't really happy with it. So we have a tendency after us, lay back.
And just watch.
Because me and a hole. Let me tell you, when I love deep, hard. The ocean can't measure my love. Because I do not give 50. I give everything. So when I hurt like earth.
Real bad.
So if I met a woman and she said, and we start to talk and getting to know each other and move on to marriage stage, trust me, I'm gonna open up my eyes wide.
And you don't want to be hurt.
Again. Yeah, again. Yes.
So it's obvious, Abraham.
Yes.
You have been hurt. What about you, DeAndre? Have you ever experienced that type of hurt? I'm putting you on the spot. No. I'm putting you on the spot. Like,
yeah. I try my best not to, but I also try my best to be real.
like tears type of hurt.
Maybe one time.
I'm all out of love.
Yeah, I'm talking about love that you see food and you don't even want to eat.
No, you want. Whoa! Back home in Jamaica, my mom would say, "Whoa,
Yeah. So you see, I don't want to come to play with this because this is very serious.
Yeah.
I understand? No one to play with this because
Great point, Abraham. But to that point, do you think that women take their self and their heart more serious than how we as men take ourselves serious? Because, you're talking now, you said that, I take this serious.
mm-hmm.
Do you think that every guy you actually understand the seriousness of it?
No, not all male. Understand? Woman, this is woman. Woman love secretly because they don't want to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But we just open up to them because trust me, woman is what we need.
Yeah.
You understand? And if I married that woman and I hurt her, trust me, and she start to think certain way, I'm trying my best to find the best solution to get back to her because I don't want her to leave me.
Yep.
Nah, I don't want her to leave me. You understand? So she will sit down, even when she want to say certain things to you, she just hold it back. She tense. She don't want to open up to you until she gain your trust again.
But I want to get to a critical one. I can get Lamar to jump in on this one. Do you think that females in this 21st century church, do you find that they are deceptive in the sense where they want a man that is real? They want a man that is straight up honest with them. And if you maybe over exaggerate maybe your job status to impress her. Oh, you're dishonest, you're a liar. But at the same time, the woman that you're looking at church when she goes home is a different woman because she's taking off her nails, she's taking off she's taking off her eyelashes, she's taking off her hair, you know, but at the same time she wants you to be real. But it's almost as if everything about her is fake. What do you say to that?
One thing I want to emphasize is that men get hurt too, right? So when we're talking about being real and being honest, we have to be prepared for what that entails, right? So for example, right, like there are some men that's been hurt for so long, right? If you ask him to be real with you, are you ready for what's about to come, right? I don't, in terms of deception, I haven't like been in the dating pool like that to know like deceptive women in the church. So like I'm not really the best to answer that part. But in terms of like being real and being honest, like you have to be ready for what that man's about to, because if a man loves you, he wants you to know what he's been through and what he's done, what he's going through, you know, what he's currently doing, right? Whether it's impressive or not.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like yes, you want me to be real with you, but like that means I'm gonna have to unpack some stuff if you're really gonna.
But have you ever liked a girl so bad that you maybe would have stretched the truth a little bit to get her?
me personally,
because I when I was in the dating world, I've done that. Like I borrow my friend's car and it's like one of the hottest car around, and I like pull up and hey baby, you know what you're doing.
I mean, like me personally,
no, I can drive, but she didn't ask me if it's my car. She assumed that it's my car. Yeah. Do you find that you have to stretch the truth a little bit to please these sisters nowadays?
Maybe a little bit, but not really. If you find a real female,
yeah,
one who understands struggle a little bit. I think those are like the realest ones too, and like the ones that more times ends up finding a good guy because they can understand stuff, right? And you can go to her on whatever conversation, and it's not like, okay, we need to go to the altar right away, and you know, we need to read our Bible. But you can have like real conversations with her that will, end of the day, make you feel comfortable. Because guys are vulnerable at the same time, right? Sometimes we want to say things, but even how you're talking about being honest, a lot of guys can be very blunt, right? And then they get emotional off it. Or they'll won't really understand how your point of view on it, right? So then it just takes a woman to really understand and to hear you out. And it also takes time, right? Because you could deliver one message one way, I could deliver it the same way, but it could be your tone or how one mind perceives it. That could be a total situation.
Stop. You're sounding like a married man right now, bro. Like, don't joke.
No, honestly though, like if I can be honest, I've been like fortunate to like be in church, but also like see what's outside of church. And then those are the more times real conversations that you'll have with the females who aren't really judging you based off your faith or what you're going through, and they'll let you know more about yourself in certain situations than a woman who's in church and trying to just keep that, you know, holy image or that good girl image, because that's what they're seen as, right? And that's what they're, I guess, taught and how they're raised. But then it's tough to have certain conversations with them because they may not have experienced that or understand what you've been through, right?
What do you feel though that a lot of these sisters, they're deceptive because on one hand, you know, they'll be upset if you stretch the truth a little bit to try to impress them, but at the same time, you know, they're pulling off. They have fun, you know, not that I have a problem. Let me say on Transcend the program that I have no problem with the females wearing makeups and hairdo and eyelashes. You know, go ahead, feel good about yourself and enhance yourself. No problem. You know, we love you regardless. But do you feel like they're deceptive when they want so much from you, and if you try to meet their expectation, and at the same time, it's almost as if the eyelashes falls, the hairs falls, this is falls, that is falls, and they're not looking at the fact that to an extent that is also deception. What do you feel?
It could even be like, I'll just say this quick. It could also be a deception of like emotion. You know, it don't even have to be like your outward perspective. It could be emotionally, like it could be one way with you, like nice and soft. The whole time they're crazy, they loud, and you know, it's very argumentative, and that's not what you see until hopefully you don't get to that point where you live with them, and then it's like a whole different world, right?
Yeah.
This is what I want to encourage like ladies not to do, because they will end up on earth their own self. Believe it or not, when you're gonna push a male to prove a point to you, you're setting up a death trap for yourself. Because might be you will push the wrong person to show you what is capable of doing. And as soon as that person wins you over, the person does change, because that wasn't the person.
Yep. Totally different person. You just did all that you could to impress you.
So to be honest, I don't impress a woman. I don't come and I say the things as is. If you like it, you like it. Yes.
So basically you throw out your bait, you don't force any fish to bite the bait.
Right.
If they bite it, that's
right.
on them.
If I said something to her,
if
I said something to her and she leave and she go about her way, and maybe she leave thinking about it. I said, wow, it catch me, but I couldn't answer this part right there, because let me think about it. And she will come back and say, Abraham, they said something to me last week, and trust me, it's stuck in my brain, and trust me, I like it, and I think I want to enhance a little bit further. You understand?
Yeah.
More than if I should tell her a lie, and then next week I come and tell her next one, and she keep on and build up that trust.
The guys are saying, one time growing up in church, you would hear, guys will say that, I want a virgin. I want a virgin. Nowadays, the guys are saying that they don't want any virgin again. They don't have time for on the wedding night to teach anybody anything. They don't have time for that. I don't know what, it's a real issue. We really have to ask. Do you think that the whole virgin thing is outdated, it's outplayed, and that has expired, but they don't want that anymore? Or do you think that single guys in church still want a virgin?
Well, I mean, it depends on the person, right? Also guard your heart, right? And also keep your body a living sacrifice. So it's all on kind of how you were brought up, what you're into, right?
What do you say? let me get to you. What do you say?
Personally,
doesn't matter.
I would like a little experience. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom. I think that just comes with like growing as well. Like even if she is a virgin, you can teach her, but if you have your own experiences, it helps you out in your own way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So let me get to Lamar.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea how to answer that. And it has nothing to do with me personally, especially in the church, you have people with different pasts, right? Like you have people have had sex before, people have not, right? It's hard for me to answer that question because one, I'm a virgin, so who am I to be like,
you're a virgin.
Yes, definitely. So it's hard for me to be like, yes, I want someone with experience when I have no experience myself. Right? It's especially in the church, you have people that's coming from different backgrounds that's done different things, right? And then because the Bible does say, not trying to spiritualize or anything, but the Bible does say, no, you're not, that your body is a temple, right? So we should be using our bodies to honor God, right? But once they came to Jesus, that's when they decided to make that change. So am I going to look at who they were before they came to Christ and be like, I don't want I personally think that's disingenuous.
So ultimately, what you're saying is that it doesn't matter as long as this is the person God wants you to get married to.
In all essence, yes. And that's just personally how I see it.
Yeah, and let me stop and stress the point. We have to ask the tough question. Transcenders, we have to ask the tough questions. Don't think for a minute that we are promoting or we're saying that you should have sex before marriage. This is still a Christian program, a Christian show. We believe in Christian purity. We believe in you walking the straight and narrow. But what we still need to ask the tough questions, because some guys are saying that they want a woman in church with a little experience. No, we're not saying for you to go and get the experience. The devil is a liar. But all we're saying is that we have to ask the tough questions. So let's get to Abraham.
As Lamar rightfully said before, the background, because in church for 20 odd years, and a woman come inside, she gets saved. She used to be out there, and she rolled a little 6 year in church, and she had experience out there, but 6 years of sealness, and yeah, she come. If a virgin come, she come.
I don't like that look, If a virgin come, she come.
Yeah, if an experienced woman comes, she comes. You understand? There's nothing that I can do to change it. Why? If God's in a virgin, I'm going to say, oh God, we don't need a virgin. If God said we want to touch already, what am I going to say, God, do you want to touch already? No.
Whatever His will.
Come on.
Thy will be done.
Bring it on.
Let's say it together, guys. Thy will be done as it is in heaven. There you go. But let me ask you now. Because some of the girls, some of the ladies, they're saying that they want a man with a degree, they want a man with a PhD, they want this, they want that. Do you want a woman that carries that type of status or that type of qualification to the table? Do you look for a woman with a degree, with a master's? If she has nothing, would you still take her out?
Yeah.
If she has absolutely nothing,
like educationally?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
What if she cannot read?
Okay, then that's tough. I don't. At the end of the day, then I can't really. That's not something I would want, because then you would have kids. Then if you.
But can't you help her to read?
Yeah, of course I can help her to read. But then that is your life partner. You can help, but I feel like certain things you should be able to have for yourself. Certain.
Okay, so you must come to the relationship at least knowing how to read.
At least.
I get you, bro. I feel you. I love what you said.
At least knowing how to read, definitely. In terms of like a college degree, PhD, I don't really care about that, because let's be honest, there's some people that spent years in college that are still uneducated, right? Unless I got two classes this episode. That's
it's true though.
I do believe that education is important. That education in certain aspects can further where you go in life. But at the end of the day, right? I don't think a degree, a diploma, a master's is everything, right? It's definitely a bonus, but I don't think it's everything. If they can't read, then I don't know what to tell you. But then again, there's certain things.
And you wouldn't be willing to help her. What if you really like her?
I will. If I really like her, then I will help her. But also for me personally, that's why I guess the courting stage is important, right? There's certain things that you do before the marriage, right? So I'm willing. So leading up there, I'm willing to help her, but there's also deficiencies that she can be willing to help me in, right? So. The whole I don't know why we're stuck on reading, right? Even other things, right? There's certain things I'm willing to help her with. There's certain things that she's going to be willing to help me with, and then by the time we say I do, and even once we get married, there's still going to be some things that we're going to be bettering each other in, even if it includes reading, right? But
I got it.
Yeah, but I think I'll say this last thing. I think in terms of reading, there's certain things that's just I knew how to read for a long time, so it's wow, how do I teach somebody how to read, right? It's like breathing. It's how do you teach somebody how to breathe when it's just something I do, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna share something because experience. You see, I've come across a lot of different. I met one time a woman texting. I was texting. Everything is going good. When she texts, you see the dot right there, so and they say the T and
No, stop
and
this,
the
bro.
cross and the everything. And we are texting, Yeah, that means I'm gonna call now. We are talk. And to be honest with you, Lennox, she said to me, she cannot read.
She told you that.
Yeah, she said she cannot read. I'm like, but you are texting me. So how do you read what I text you? She said, Google.
Stop this.
She said, Google.
This is
Everything
a-
for her. I'm like,
So it says it like the speech.
I was like, no.
Maybe it's a speech.
Yeah,
I think it's a speech.
It's like a speech.
See, maybe she just copy what he texts her, put it into Google, and Google
Says it out.
says it.
I'm
out.
like, she said, no, I will help you. And
You still liked her after that.
I still talk with her, and I said, I will.
No, were you still pursuing her?
It wasn't a pursuit. It wasn't a
It was more
relationship.
Like, okay.
And I said to her, I'll help you because then she said, I'm trying to get a job, and I said, okay then, I'll draw two strings for you and
Help you.
But this is what I'm saying, my story. And ladies, let me say this to you, because these ants, sometimes they are better than a PhD. These ants, they are better than a, what is the next one name?
A master.
Masters. Because let me tell you, with your hands, you can turn, you can supply, you can maintain your family right down until death was far.
And that's a real thing, because no joke, like I use myself as an example. Like I have a friend just the other day, he said to me, Lennox, you drive for a living, you're driving a truck. And you have a master's degree about to start your PhD. Well, why are you doing that? I was like, bro, the money I make from driving my own truck, I don't think doing something in the field of my master's degree, I wouldn't be making that amount of money. So it's real talk. These hands, they're better, they can be better
Yes.
than a PhD. That's so profound.
I think ladies should kind of change the mentality of how when they're seeking for a husband, and you're not gonna get a house furnished, lawn cut, everything. It's not gonna perfect. There's something that you have to bring to the table, because you are digging into the man to have everything prepared. So when you come, you're just lying down in a bed of roses. You're not gonna get that. And if you do get that, trouble is at the gate. Trouble is at the gate.
Yeah.
So it is. I would say it is better when you go hand to hand with each other.
Build each other.
Build each other.
Grow with each other.
Grow with each other.
Alright, so I hear you, Abraham. I hear it. Like, real talk, I hear it. But I want to get to a controversial one. A real controversial one. Like, we spoke about the educational part of it, and we spoke about other aspects of it. Is it a requirement for a woman to cook? Do you think she must at least cook? Would you marry a woman that knows zero about the kitchen?
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
You're a brave man.
Yes, I would. No, I can attest to it.
He has his Burger King money put down every
I'm gonna say this to you. Friend, I know myself. And I always say that woman, you don't have to touch the kitchen for me.
You can do it for yourself.
Understand? I will cook morning, afternoon, and night. That's me. It's just like billing me.
But certainly, at some point in time, though, wouldn't you at least
Yes.
want a woman that at least knows how to do it, even if you're the one that's constantly doing it?
Here it comes in now. Here it comes in. Okay, as long as I am home and I'm in the kitchen, I think she's gonna be there with me. So she has to learn something from what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know that one evening or one afternoon when I come from work, I'll be seeing food on the table. Maybe not perfect, but at least I start to smile. She's getting it.
Yeah. But DeAndre, is it important to you, like a woman that can cook?
For me, yeah. For me, but I also know how to cook myself, right? From young, like I've experienced certain things where it kind of made me very independent. So it kind of forced me to be able to do like my own laundry, cook myself. But I love my food, you know. So I do, and I would hope that my wife at least knows how to, and then we could either grow together. But for myself, I definitely want a woman who could cook.
Not to burn the water, right?
No.
It's important for me because cooking is not my strong suit, right? So if I'm the one that's cooking in the house, trust me and tell you, it's not going to be bad, but like you're going to wish you had better, right? Like I'm the type of cook where it's like, listen, if you're tired, like there's certain meals that my range is not the biggest, right? So like don't worry, I can make chicken, but trust me, there's people that can like season up chicken way better than I can, right?
Don't tell me that you only use black pepper and salt.
No. I salt, pepper, paprika, right? Like I try to diverse it up a bit, but like there's just something about when I do it, it's just like I know it can be better. It doesn't taste bad. Don't get me wrong, but like when my mom makes chicken, it's beautiful, right? So for me personally, it's important because I know that she can probably make it better than me, right? Yeah. So now, if there gets a time when like, yo, Lamar, I can't do it today, not a problem. I'll cook up something, right? And I'll
go to Burger King.
Huh? Yo, listen, no, not Burger King, Subway. Subway's good. Subway's good. Sweet onion, chicken teriyaki, double meat, no shit.
Yo!
Trust me. But like for me, like for example, like he said, like he's an amazing. I've had his food, right? So for him, it may not be as important because he can do that, right? And for me personally, it's not that I can't do that, but it would be better if my wife could cook, because if my wife can cook and blaze the kitchen, trust me, that's gonna be better for both of us. I'm the emergency chef.
Alright, so I want to get to this one because for me, I'm a straight mama's boy, proud mama's boy right here. I'll be the first one to throw my hand in the air. And you always hear female talking about, I don't want a mama's boy, I don't want a mama's boy. Do you want a woman that is like your mom?
You will never get that.
If you could get it,
yes,
you would want it.
Yes, but you will never get it. You will never, because there are certain things, there are certain ways. Oh, your mom would cook and oh my, ooh.
I know the feeling, bro. I know the feeling, bro. Yeah. So, what about you, DeAndre? Would you want a woman that's identical to? I know your mom personally.
Yeah.
The great evangelist Laverne Rose, wonderful woman, a woman that is, I can tell you, that is very domesticated. Do you want a woman that would be identical to your mom in how she does things, how she carry herself?
Some traits, definitely.
Not all. Okay, that's honest.
Yeah, but like my mom's a very loving person, and she makes sure her kids are kind of a priority, and she just does things so selflessly that you don't even realize she's doing it till after it's done. So I think a lot of those qualities I would want in my wife, and just to make sure that she's always looking out, like she's a very selfless woman, but also gets treated well, right?
Lamar, what do you say?
My mom's amazing. So yes, I would like someone that has like not like you said, not all the traits, but like you're not my mom. Let's get that. Let's set that straight, right? Like for example, and I'll brag on my boy. I'm a proud mama's boy too, right? So like,
Yo, give me some, bro.
I like no, like real talk, like honestly, like she's someone that supports me. Like I do a lot of ministries at church, and she supports me like 100%. She lets me know if I have a wrong way of thinking. She's amazing chef, and her love is second to none, right? So yes, I would like somebody that is like my mother. My mother has, and like all of us, my mother does have some traits that I would not want in my wife. But at the end of the day, like nobody's like perfect, right? But at the end of the day, like somebody that can love like my mother loves me, absolutely. Somebody that supports me in ministry like my mother does, absolutely. Like somebody that like we're at like every time I go to convention, like she's always there. Anytime that she goes out to sing, I'm gonna be there unless it's on a Sunday morning and I can't be there. But like anytime she has to do something, and that's the kind of person that I would like to see in my wife, somebody that has all those traits that my mother has. Because at the end of the day, it's like you want somebody not only that loves you but also loves your kids that way, right?
Yeah.
When you get them, so definitely I would love somebody like my mother.
I want to get to my final question before we go. I know it might be trivial, or some people might say, you don't have to ask that question. But because this Transcend is a real show for real people with real issues, I have to ask the real questions. If you see a girl, she's gorgeous. You're in church, maybe DeAndre, you're around the drum one Sunday morning and you're playing, and you just hold up your head, you're playing the drums and you hold up your head and you behold this angel. and you're playing the drum and all you can focus on is what you're now seeing. After church, you muster up some bravery and you make your way over to her to say, "Hi, how are you? I'm DeAndre. Welcome to church." You do all of that. She's beautiful from head to toe. And she says, "Hi." And she has bad breath. I have to get to it, bro. It's like a real question. If she has bad breath, are you willing to work past that? If she maybe doesn't always smell the best way, maybe one Saturday you would Saturday and she comes in her slippers. She has nothing but blisters on her toe, bro.
Yeah. Well,
talk to us, bro.
I always have
Yo!
What is that, DeAndre?
That's real.
Alright, so there you have DeAndre answer. but no joke.
That's like that. That's
yeah, but no joke. What do you do? Would you back off? Would you still pursue her and work past that? Is those type of things, are they important to you?
Well, again, like it goes to conversation. It's just like someone you're trying to pursue, or it's just like a friend, right? Because if it's a friend, like it's easy, it's tactical. I have a gun, give it to myself. You want one, And if it's a continuation thing, it's like let her know or let her friend know, like yo, your friend got to do something about this, or let her know she has to shower at least once a day, and then go from there. But I don't think it's one of those where you automatically dismiss the girl because she might smell bad.
Yeah.
Like it's not hard to take a shower, buy a pack of deodorant, right?
Yeah.
You can even treat her to like a spray, right? That might help. But again, it's just being honest as well.
So honesty is always the key.
Yeah, that's what I found, that like, especially getting a little bit older now, the more honest you are, even if it might hurt you in certain situations, it's the
better
best
to be
way,
honest.
because then they can't say like you told me this when you did something else, but you told me the truth and I didn't like it, but it was true.
Yeah.
Right?
I have to say for Abraham for last. Lamar, you go.
Yeah. So one thing that I say is like it's like he said, like off the first instance, no, I won't dismiss it. I'm willing to look past it. like you said, if it's a continual thing, then that's what it's like. Okay, so you continuously don't take care of your hygiene, right? Like if it like off the first instance, you never know. Like maybe that person was running late and they had to rush and they didn't have time to take a shower. You never know. But over a continual thing, it's like, okay, maybe you do take care of your hygiene, but then you're always late to stuff. And no, I don't want someone. I'm someone that likes to be on time. Yeah. I can't do this. I can't do this late. I can't do this late thing, right? So I don't think you should dismiss anybody off of the.
So you would work. You would work with.
I would work past the first instance, but if I see, but if like the next, if for the next month I talk to and it's the same thing, then it's like, okay, no, because because now I have a big enough sample size to be like, okay, well. Why are you like this?
But no, you know the saying though. Love covers a multitude of sin. I'm just saying.
Yes, but I'm human as well, so it's like, at the end of the day, like the way that I see it, is there are certain things that some people just can't look past, right? So if you smell bad, if for the next month, 2 months, 3 months, every time I'm with you, your breath smells, it's like. Like, okay, I'll tell you, but like, and then after that, if you still don't work on it, then it's like there's only so much. There's only so much. Yeah, there's only so much you want to work past, right? Yeah. Like, there's only so much that you want to tolerate. So like I said,
that's honestly right.
Yeah. Like off of the first instance, no, but if it's a continued pattern, then it's like I don't know.
Ariel, I say it for last. Let me hear what you have to say, bro.
As for me. I'm the kind of person like this that whether male or female, once anything comes with odor, I have to take you aside. That's just me. That's just me. I don't want to pretty it up. I take you aside. I'm not gonna do it in the public. Okay, just for instance, as I said, I'm clapping and ooh,
beautiful.
Everything, all my clapping just died down. But then I approach and I get that. And I like to help persons out.
But you're gonna help on the first instance though? Because it could be a case where she's just having a bad day.
We Jamaicans, they said, once, twice beaten shy, or
once beaten, twice shy.
Once beaten, twice shy. So, I always put myself in somebody else's position. Because what if I don't correct the person like this moment now, and the person go there and approach somebody else, and the person embarrass her, and like, it can turn out to be very drastic. So, just like what Christ will just adjust the situation right now. Why can't we just adjust it right now?
Yeah, so basically, honesty is just always the best.
Right.
I know I said that would be the last question, but I have the last one. I promise you. I have the last one. What time in dating? What time is a good time for a female or even for yourself to like pass gas? No, I'm bro.
Like we're gonna close now.
No, because like some females will say, after 6 months of dating,
after 6 months of dating,
yeah, pass gas around each other.
I'm gonna say this to you, and you see, this gas thing is kind of tricky, you know. And if you don't, this gas thing is kind of tricky because just last week I was talking to a female, and she sit down.
No, bro, please don't. I know where this comes.
She sit down, and I'm talking to her, and you know she lap up tight, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to her, and I give her one joke, and she just burst out. She couldn't hold it up. That's it. And when she started laughing, I said, "Why? It doesn't make sense. Let it out."
So to you, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's natural.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe not the first date,
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, at the end of the day, like if you have to do that, then be yourself,
Yeah.
right? But just
I want to cut you.
yeah.
I want to cut you. Let it out silently. You could have a heart attack. Lennox. Let it out silently.
Yeah.
Because this is you. You're having a conversation.
Yeah.
It come out silently. Watch you. You're in here. You're exhaling away. You're in here.
Alright, so we established that for you, Abraham, it's not a big deal.
It's not that.
We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about it. Right?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it, right? Okay. I don't know how we got to this point, honestly. But like there's first off, like you should know like how like you're passing that, like you should know, right? Like you should know which one's gonna come out and which one is going to just abolish the place.
You don't know.
No. I know. No. I'll tell you. I know, right? I listen.
But like, cause I don't want to like derail too much going on.
Right.
What I'm saying is that because this is a real issue, because I know persons in relationship dating for 3 months and that happens and the relationship comes to an end because of it. So I'm genuinely want to know when is a good time? Is it okay? It's not a problem. How do guys think about these things? So tell us, is it a problem?
I never thought about that at all, but honestly, like I said, like if you feel like it's going to be one that you really can't hold in, right? Like just say, hey, can I step up? Can I step aside for a bit?
Ask,
right? Like just excuse yourself, do what you need to do, come back when you're ready, right? But like if it's like a small little like something like that, like I don't really care, man. Maybe that's just because I'm a simple person. I don't think it's relationship ending, right? I don't think it'll ever get to that point with me. But like, if you feel like you need to excuse yourself, just excuse yourself. Because me personally, like I said, like when I'm passing gas, I know when like one's gonna be like disruptive. So I'll be like, hey, can I excuse myself? You know, like I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Let me excuse myself. I'm like, sure. Do what you need to do, come back, right? Like, relationship ending, that's crazy, in my opinion.
You know, this is me because I think of a fun, happy relationship. You know, just to say this, just saying, okay? Just saying. Remember, just saying, okay? Okay. You go on a date, it happens. You didn't end the relationship, you continue. You get married, good. 2 years down there, I said, babes, remember when we go watching You remember when we go to Chinkuti Park and you try to squeeze it and it just come out loud? It just give an honest laugh. It just make you feel, you know, there are certain things that it will just happen.
I feel you. You know, but again, I really feel you. But again, you know what you're willing to accept another person won't. Right. I've seen these things in relationships. It might sound like trivial. It might sound like, hey, you shouldn't even be talking about that. Oh, you know, but these are things. These are issues that actually put an end to a relationship. But you know, as we go, I'm going to give each of you 3 seconds. Just look into that camera. Look into that camera. And just tell the sisters, single sisters in church, that they are looking for a husband. They want to get married. Tell them what a guy wants. Start with you. 3 seconds.
Just a humble woman. One that will not shoot down if I had something planned, they will not shoot it down, but they will help me accomplish what I want. That's all.
DeAndre.
I think just trying to be purposeful and love like Christ, then it's a lot easier to love a man, you know, even when he may not love you the way you want, you're able to love him, and then he'll be able to later on show you what you want or give you what you want.
Yeah, man. What a guy was.
I want someone I can build a long, successful life with. And that includes ministry, that includes at home, someone that I want to build myself with, and someone that's willing to go through everything that it takes to build a successful life.
There you have it, guys. Didn't I tell you, another exciting, jovial, fun episode of Transcend, the Thinking Christian Talk Show. Bringing real issues to real people, because we know that what you're going through, it's real. Transcend, the Thinking Christian Talk Show. If you like what you heard this afternoon, if you were so inspired, ladies, if your darkness would have been enlightened as to what a man wants, go ahead right now. Click that like, share, and subscribe button right here below. Go ahead, guys, right here below. Click that subscribe button. Support us on what we're doing. This is not just about laughter. This is not just about bringing to you random topics. This is about unlocking truth and transcending lives. This is ministry. This is Transcend, the Thinking Christian Talk Show. Thank you for joining us this week, and we look forward to bringing another exciting topic to you, and we look forward for you to view our videos. Thank you. Walk good, and as we would say, God bless.